Lance Mechanics here, and if you've been living under a rock, there's an automotive mechanic shortage, and it's huge. It's so huge, I don't think people are grasping at how bad it is and how much it's affecting you already. So I talk about this quite often. Sometimes you just got to refresh it. I have older videos. They may be less or more relevant. Just depends on the time of day. So there's a shortage of 55,000 in Canada, and this number has been this number since 2016. Ford says that video came out, they said 600,000 across North America. It's much worse than that. So what's happening, and if you don't know this, is all the talent and all the skills are leaving the industry. And when I say that, I mean, you got technicians who have 10, 20, 30 years working at a private garage, learning all the brands. Then you got the OEM guys working at the dealerships who got 10, 20, 30 years. And I don't think people understand the importance when you lose one of these guys in an area, that leaves a massive vacuum of repairs. Things that this guy who knew, he knows all the tricks, fixes, there's so much knowledge. You cannot replace experience. And us as technicians, we know how valuable that is. The dealership and the private garage owner does not understand that. That guy who's got the 30-year experiences way down in the corner there, once a week, I guarantee you, he's preventing a catastrophe, and they don't see that. They do not understand that value. That guy can hear something coming in, and he'll know right away what the issue is. And if he likes your other fellow technician, he'll stop you and say, listen, before you go too far, this is what we've experienced. Listen to me. You got to start here and here, and this is what it's going to cost. And when you lose those guys, you get a young technician who comes in, and I'm not saying all the young technicians are like this, and they don't know what they're doing. They can misquote that job, they can call the wrong parts, and you, the customer, if it's not under warranty, you're going to be paying. And if it is under warranty, you're going to be paying with your spare time, having to come back to the dealership multiple times, which isn't right. And I've looked at reviews for dealerships lately, because there's such a brain drain. The amount of friggin' negativity on the forums on Google and reviews are just through the roof. Like, I mean, up in a bad way. And it's because the dealerships don't want to pay the technicians. We leave because of pay. It's like my friend the Jaden Mechanic said, it's just the tip of the iceberg, but it's an important one. For me, it's pay and respect and knowledge. There's a stupid thing in the automotive industry. The smarter you are, the less money you make, especially at a dealership. The guys who are smart are the most stressed. So what do after your pay is not going up, the lack of respect, you're incredibly smart, at some point a switch flips and you leave. And the funny thing is, you leave because of money, and in a lot of cases, like me and another technician left, a few guys at my local Toyota left, they give pay raises to everybody, they make backdoor deals to make other people not leave. And the thing is, you could have prevented this, you as the dealership owner or private garage owner, for just paying what these mechanics are worth. The ones who know what they're worth, they leave. And I keep telling everybody, heavy equipment's where it's at. We're screaming for people up here in the north. Move. You will make six figures and less stress, and I will say that in every video. Just become a heavy equipment mechanic or become an electrician. Your choice. So flip back around to the brain drain thing and quality. Because of where I am, there's so many automotive guys underground now. And even not the automotive guys, me talking to the miners and the staff, the amount of crap I'm hearing from private garages and dealerships is just mind-blowing. Stuff I could never get away with 3 years ago, especially even in 2016 when I was at a private garage. The stuff and the horror stories I'm hearing are brutal, and I can't defend that. It's poor workmanship, it's inexperience, and it's chasing the bottom line for the dollar for the dealers and garages. When you don't pay accordingly, you're going to get work that's accordingly, because you're going to bring in these cheap laborers. I'm going to say cheap laborers because there's always going to be somebody who wants to work and they don't know what their field's worth. Everybody keeps saying unionize in automotive, but it is tough. We're still a toxic group of people. Admit it, most mechanics are toxic. It's hard to break that trait, especially in a flat rate area or environment where you're pitted against each other. It's impossible. And I remember when the head of the MTO came around Ontario and he's interviewing all the mechanics, giving his speech, his swan song before he quit. He said, you know what, the trucking industry, they're like this. They have lobby groups and they know where to go when they need to go, whereas you guys in automotive, you're all over the place and you're fighting each other. Unfortunately, that's just everywhere. I don't know any possible solution to fix it. Everybody says union. We got crane unions here in Ontario, carpenter unions, pipe fitters. A lot of trades have union here except automotive because it's too diverse. Our scope of work it covers everything. It's incredible. And as cars get more complicated, you're going to see less and less people wanting to become technicians, I think. There's still a lot of people, even after they watch my videos, they're like, yeah, I still want to be a technician. Good for you. It will build a great skill set. You could probably make decent money in it, but you're going to be stressed out most of the year. It is a fact. And I want to talk about like how mentally screws, how much it fatigues and screws you up being in a flat rate. Like everybody always comments, they're like, I don't believe how much you made. I'm like, well, it's Canadian. Anyways, and I still think those are low numbers. Like, but to pull the numbers I was pulling, you have to be a degenerate, not take breaks, not eat lunch. And if I ate lunch, it was in 30 seconds and keep working on cars and go, 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 come in early, hit locate. Like go, 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 even past when most people clock out at 5 o'clock, I was still going. That's how you hit those numbers. And everybody's like, oh, I don't believe it. Well, when I get obsessed with something and when I go, I go. And that burns you out so quick. It's hard on your body. It's not sustainable. Every mechanic I know was in the area I was in making these numbers, they burnt out. We all burnt out. They're impossible numbers to hit and sustain. I know this video is all over there, but every time there's always someone in the comments saying, well, how's flat rate work? Well, let's put it this way. Whereas you work over 40 hours a week or 44, you get overtime. Whereas you push over 44 hours in flat rate, it's still the same pay. It's not time and a half or double time. It's the same pay. So you bust your ass off. Whereas any other job, you busted your ass off and you made more than 44 hours, you get overtime. So you're working extra hard to make your employer a lot of money and you're not making overtime. So think about that. And it always blows my mind how everybody misses that in the comments. It's like, well, you know, I could pull 180 hours in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, I could pull 240 in 2 weeks when I did that. It's not worth it. Like, it's really not worth it. So yeah, it's late here. I just got off work. It's like 10 p.m. I'm not normally up this late and I just really wanted to talk about this again because it's good to bring a refresher, and I love the comments and what everybody's talking about, which is what I've been hearing about in the last couple of weeks is just wow. And like I said, I talked to my buddy Jay the mechanic there, and it's just like tip of the iceberg. Like, things are bad, especially here in Canada, Ontario. I'm hearing horror stories in the comments everywhere, from text to customers, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I don't know what the solution is. I personally know what the solution is. I'm gonna direct every apprentice into better industry, and when automotive finally topples over, maybe we'll get the respect and the credit we deserve, and they'll pay accordingly. Again, it's a tough industry. Not everybody's made for it. When I was teaching there, the attrition rate was like through the roof. It was like almost 99%. If you have 100 students, one will make it to the end. The other 10, like it might be like 90% will last a few years, and like it's just bad. It takes way too many kids in the college to make an automotive technician. And that's just the truth. It's not for everybody. So yeah. Yeah, Lance Mechanics, post what you think on this video. It's just one of those late time rants. You guys love it. So maybe I'll make a script one day, but I don't follow scripts. So have a good one.